Right. Good morning, everybody.
Morning, sir.
Good morning, sir.
Good morning, sir.
For the last so many days, I was away for the interview of PhD entrance test, and therefore we could not meet. Right. Today we will be looking at what we left the last day. Does anybody remember what was the thing that we left last day? Anybody who remembers it?
Sir, we were studying about career growth, work-life quality benefits, incentive benefits, fringe benefits.
Okay.
Yes, sir.
Right. Now, if you look at continuing the same thing, if you look at the benefits that is available to employees in India, we said there are short-term benefits. Short-term benefits will be, apart from salary, wage security, and contributions, we talk about annual leave and sick leaves, which are paid leaves, right? Now, these paid leaves can be availed by the employee, which is in the government sector, we have got 20 days of paid leave, which is called half pay leave. And there are 14 days of annual leave that is being given. Even in the private sector, you have got annual leaves and sick leaves, which are due to employees. These leaves can be availed or can be carried forward to next year in case there is a need next year, or it can be encashed as well. Then we have got profit sharing and bonuses, which are part of it. Many organizations offer their employees this kind of a benefit called profit sharing. And it is a small portion of the amount that is being shared by them. But there are certain benefits which are non-monetary benefits as well. For example, healthcare benefits, housing benefits, who have company car, food coupons, conveyance facilities like shuttle buses and so on and so forth. These are, you are not being paid cash, but you do get the benefits in terms of the benefits in kind. Then there are post-employment benefits as well. Now all of us know that pension is one of the benefits which is post-retirement, and it can be a lump sum amount that is being paid, or it can be a regular amount that is being paid. In the governmental sector, as we know, 50% of the basic that you are drawing during the last year, and they take for calculation 3 years salary, average of the 3 years salary, or the highest salary that you get at the end, whichever is more, and then pay you 50% of that amount as basic, plus whatever is due declared by the government from time to time. Then we have got long-term employee benefits. Long-term employee benefits, for example, are sabbatical leaves, during which an employee have the job guarantee even if they are not being paid. So sabbatical leaves are of two kinds. There are paid sabbatical leaves and non-paid sabbatical leaves. But in both the cases, employment is guaranteed upon return. These sabbaticals are availed by the employees for their career benefits. So if they are going for higher studies, or they are going for higher researchers and so on and so forth, the sabbatical can be availed by the employees. If you look at academic institutions, you get paid study leaves. I think I mentioned it, that in academic institutions you get 3 years of paid study leave in the initial years of your career. And then you get half pay leave for the 4th year, and you can get up to 5 years leave, but 5th year will be without pay. Similarly, you get 2 years of leave for academic pursuit or sabbatical either of the two can be availed, but the maximum period will be 2 years of leave that can be availed. And those are also paid leave, and your employment is guaranteed. But sabbatical in certain organizations are unpaid as well, but employment is guaranteed. Then we also get long-term disability benefits from the organizations. We get benefits associated with termination in the form of gratuity to the employee, that is also there. There are other employee benefits that is available to employees. We said the EPF and VPF, which are there. EPF is Employment Provident Fund, and VPF is Voluntary Provident Fund, which are there. And then we have got private plans where private provident fund superannuation plans are also there. What is superannuation? Anybody can tell me what is superannuation? Superannuation. Anybody? Hello? Hello?
So you're saying superannuation?
Yeah.
This, okay.
If you have an idea, fine. If you don't have, I'll tell you.
No ideas.
We don't
No
have
idea.
See,
Pension?
Retirement, sir.
So
it
voluntary
is-
retirement?
it is no.
regular payment.
Superannuation is the date of retirement. The day you reach, say if 62 years is the age of retirement, then your date of superannuation would be there on which you superannuate, but sometimes you retire later. For example, if your date of birth is 2nd of February in the month, and your date of superannuation would be 1st of February, but you will retire at the end of the month, you will not retire in the beginning, right? In certain organizations, people retire only twice a year. So they continue, they superannuate on that date. Upon superannuation, you will not be getting any administrative positions or statutory positions to avail, but you will retire later as per the internal policy of the organization. So there are organizations which retire you only twice a year, that is on the 30th of June and 31st of December. But there are organizations which retire you only once in a year, that is on the 31st of December. And there are organizations which retire you at the end of the month. So any day on the month can be your date of superannuation, but you will only retire at the end of the month, right? So,
Sir, regarding this, I have a question actually. Like, suppose in some government organizations, you retire, suppose on 30th of March or 31st of March, but then also you are getting in a long period of 2 years. So, will it be a part of superannuation?
where do you get the extension that you get?
Yes, sir.
Yes, extension if you get, you superannuate on that particular day, but you continue, you do not retire, you get extended. Your service is extended. So superannuation date is the date when you reach the age of retirement that has been fixed by the government. Say for example, in our case, say in my case, I tell you, don't go to anybody else. My date of birth is 1st of January, right? Now, if it is 1st of January, on the 31st of the last month, that is December 31st, is the date of superannuation, right? And
Okay,
since it is also the end of the month, I will retire the same day. But if somebody's date of birth is 2nd of January, he will retire on 31st of January. His date of superannuation will be 2nd of January. Okay?
Okay.
Right. So what happens that optional benefit plans are associated with retirement of employee and are offered to selected employees, not to all. Many organizations use superannuation plans as long-term incentive plan for the managers, right? These plans,
But in extension, you are not eligible for like some policies which are like you get when you are not in the retired state. Am I right, sir?
No, not the policies. You don't get any position, statutory positions,
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
right? You don't get statutory positions. That is it. We also have got gratuity plans. Gratuity, as we, I think, have already discussed, is the plan of the government. It is mandated as employee benefit by the Payment of Gratuity Act. Now, according to this act, employee must obtain a lump sum payment of 15 days for each year of service. Now, these employers can avail of a tax benefit of up to 1 lakh by paying this benefit to their employees. So there are various kinds of private schemes of gratuity can be there, but mostly it is the government. So you get paid for 15 days for every year of service that you are rendering to the organizations, right? Now, the government of India, as per 7th Pay Commission, has revised the gratuity benefits from 10 lakhs to 20 lakhs of rupees. And if the DA reaches 50%, this amount will be increased to maximum 25 lakhs. That is for the higher slabs. So there are 3 slabs of gratuity payment that is being made: 20 lakhs, 15 lakhs, and 10 lakhs to 3 different categories of employees. And it will be increased to 25 lakhs, 17.5, and 12.5 if DA reaches 50% on any given date. Anybody who retires before that will continue to get 20%, although there is a calculation formula for gratuity that is called N multiplied by B multiplied by 15, and the whole is divided by 26. Here N is the number of years of service done by the employee to any company. B is the salary that was last drawn plus the employee dearness allowance. So basic pay plus dearness allowance combined, that will be multiplied by the number of years of service, and that will be multiplied by 15, that is 15 days pay that is there, and it will be divided by 26 to get the figure. Now, say in my case, I should get a 54 lakh rupees gratuity, but as per the calculation, I'll only get 20 lakhs of rupees. Just 1 minute, there is a call, I'll just attend to it. What is it? Okay, no problems. Right. So this is what the gratuity amount. Then, of course, we said talk about pension plans, which are already there. We have got healthcare benefits, which are also part of the scheme, and there are employees are getting health benefits. The individual health benefits are there, family health benefits are there, and that is the immediate family, and dependent medical benefits are also there. Sometimes you get health insurance that is offered in this particular category. Now, most employees would be covered by the medical benefits for both indoor treatment and outdoor treatment, or reimbursement if they are referred to any referral hospital that is there. Sometimes the organizations put a limit to the maximum amount one can be reimbursed that is there. Then there are wellness programs that is being organized by the organizations in modern days. That is, partial funding is done by the employer, and the remaining fund is paid by the employee themselves for any wellness program that they attend. Sometimes they also have got complete funding by the employer of these schemes, and in certain cases it is negotiable, that is, the wellness schemes are there. Then you also find other miscellaneous benefits like food coupons, flexible timing, conveyance benefits, leave encashment that is there. For the government employees, leave encashment of up to 300 days are there. That is, you can accumulate your earned leave, medical leave, and detention leave. All 3 combined will be 300 maximum that you can encash at the time of retirement. Then there are financial education being done by the organizations to the employee as to how to manage their finances during their employment and upon retirement. Then there are also retirement educations which is being done so that they can lead a healthy life after retirements. That is there. Then there are flex benefits also which the employee get advantage of as far as these organizations are concerned. So these are the total benefits that accrues to an employee while they are working, and once they get separated from the organization that we all know about, right? Now we will start with another topic here after the benefits that is called the job evaluation. Is this slide visible?
Yes,
Yes,
sir.
sir.
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
This is
Yes,
job
sir.
analysis.
Yes, sir, visible. We can see it.
This is job analysis. I'll have to teach job evaluation. So I'll get to job evaluation in a second and then let you have the slides. Just 1 minute, please. Job evaluation. Right. Job evaluation has to be done by the organization in order to fix the salaries and wages for the employee. What is job evaluation? It is basically a process of systematically determining the relative worth of the job to create a job structure for the organization, right? Now, you'd see that jobs are hierarchically arranged from highest paid job to the lowest paid job. If you recall the slides of sixth pay commission that I showed you, you said that the highest paid employees were the chief secretary of the organization, and the lowest paid were, of course, the multi-purpose employees who were there, and all other jobs were arranged in between the highest and the lowest. That is being done by the job evaluation process. The evaluation is based on combination of job content, skill required to perform the job, value of that job to the organization, the organizational structure that the organization has created, and also external market conditions which prevails in the market. We also find that this potential to blend internal forces and external market forces is both a strength and a challenge to job evaluators. Basically, we had the determining an internally aligned job structure will be internal alignment, job analysis, job description, job evaluation, and job structuring that is being done by the organizations. But there are certain assumptions to this. If you look at job evaluation as a measure of job content, content has got an innate value outside of external market. If it is to be considered as a measure of relative value, then relevant groups can reach consensus on a relative value so that they can be clubbed together. There are large number of jobs which has got similar salaries that is being offered to them. That is the measure of relative value that is there. A link with external market, if it is the case, then the job worth cannot be specified without external market information, because you have got to compare that to what is happening outside the organization for similar jobs. Then if it is a measure of device, honing instruments will provide objective measures, and negotiation, if that is the case, it puts face of rationality to social political process and establishes rule of the game that invites participation in this particular process. There are various types of job, job evaluation. So we have got single versus multiple plans. We have got job evaluation method, which compensable factors to consider, how many factors will you consider, the number of definitions of degrees that is there, how many points to be allowed for each factor, then relative weightage of those factors which are more valuable and which are less valuable, how to allocate point across factors and degrees, benchmark to evaluation as to if you have got benchmarking approach, which job is the highest paid, and from there you benchmark it. And then we also have got to look at who evaluates. Now, in terms of the methods of evaluation, we have got ranking method, that is job ranking, job classification, and point method. Ranking refers to basically where raters examine job description and arrange jobs according to value of those jobs to the company. In the classification methods, the classes or grades are defined to describe groups of the jobs. And in point method, numerical values are assigned to specific job content components, and some of those value provides quantitative assessment of job worth. That is also called Hay-Guide chart profile method. If you look at advantages and disadvantages, ranking, of course, is simple but cumbersome in terms of disadvantage. Classification can group a wide range of work together in one system, and it is disadvantage is that descriptions may have too much room for manipulation, but this happens to be, classification method happens to be the most used method in the organizations. Point methods are compensable factors can call out basis for comparison in terms of compensable factors, and sometimes all three are combined together as far as the job evaluations are concerned. Now, if you look at the point plan process, we find that first of all, you have got to conduct job analysis, a representative sample of benchmark jobs, and the content of these jobs is based for compensable factors. Then step 2 would be determine compensable factors based on work performance, that is what is done, based on strategy, value to the organization, and acceptable to those affected by resulting pay structure, that is the persons who are being paid. Then the third step would be scale the factors, use examples for anchors. Now, these scaling factor would be which is highest and which is lowest. It can also reflect judgment of organizational leaders committee and can reflect negotiated structures, can also reflect a market-based structure. And step 5 would be apply a non-benchmark jobs if benchmarking is not possible. Now, benchmarking characteristics would be that contents are well known, then you can benchmark, and these are also relatively stable. This is agreed upon by the employees who are involved in the evaluation process. The supply and demand for these jobs are relatively stable, and they represent the entire job structure under study. Then you can do benchmarking, otherwise you cannot. A majority of workforce is employed in these jobs. Now,
Excuse me, sir.
Yes.
So when you say benchmark jobs or benchmarking, so what does it exactly mean?
A benchmarking job is the best job in the organization, is put at top, and accordingly all other jobs are hierarchically arranged, right? That is where you are benchmarking it to the highest. It can be in terms of compensable factors. It can be because of the salary that it attracts. It can be because of the mental abilities that is involved in it or physical abilities that is involved in it. So there can be various benchmarking jobs. There can be those for managerial jobs can have a different benchmark. Clerical jobs will have a different kind of benchmarking, right? So
Okay,
that
sir.
is considering the best in the lot and then putting all other jobs after. Now, compensable factors are paid for measurable qualities, features, requirements, or constructs that are common to many different kinds of jobs. For example, knowledge would be one of the compensable factors. Certain types of skill would be sometimes compensable factors. So, or difficulty level can be a compensable factor, or any other similar things can be a compensable factor. These factors are qualities intrinsic to the job and must be addressed in an acceptable manner if the job is to be performed satisfactorily. In addition to being quantifiable compensable factor, should be relatively easy to describe and document. These involved in using compensable factor to measure job worth, and it should consistently arrive at similar results wherever we have applied. Now, universal compensable factors is shown in this slide. For example, skill, where the experience, training, ability, education required to perform the job under consideration, not with the skill on employee may possess, right? So that is there. Now, universal compensable factors are technical know-how, specialized knowledge, organizational awareness, educational levels, specialized training, years of experience required, interpersonal skill, degree of supervision or supervisory skills that is required. Now, for example, efforts, if you look at as a compensable factor, the measurement of physical or mental exertion needed for performance of a job is basically what effort means. Then it can be diversity of task, complexity of task, creativity of thinking that is involved, analytical problem solving, physical application of skills, and degree of assistance available is also universal compensable factor in terms of skill. Now, if responsibility is a compensable factor, it is the extent to which an employer depends on the employee to perform the job as expected, with emphasis on importance of job obligations. For example, decision-making authority, the scope of the organization under control, the scope of the organization impacted, degree of integration of work with others, impact of failure or risk of jobs, ability to perform tasks without supervision are basically responsibility. Then we also have got working conditions as one of the compensable factors, which are universal, where we will consider hazards, physical surroundings of the job, both. Potential hazards inherent to the job, degree of danger which can be exposed to others. Now, impact of specialized motor or concentration skills, degree of discomfort, exposure, or dirtiness in doing the job is what we call as working conditions. Now, from the abstract to specifics, if you look at, we said universal compensable factor, sub-factors, and degrees or levels which are there. That is, we are looking at Hay system has got know-how, that is practical, specialized, and technical breadth of management, human relations, and problem solving would be thinking environment and thinking challenges. Some people call it critical thinking these days. The Hay system will also look at accountability, that is freedom to act, the magnitude that is allowed, impact. Now, impact will have remote, contributory, shared, and primary. We also have got relative weightage of factors, how to allocate point across each factors and degrees that is involved. This slide basically talks about those weightage. For example, education weightage can be 50%. This is hypothetical. Responsibility can have a weightage of 30. Physical effort will have 12. Working conditions will have 8. This is allocation out of 100. Now, this can increase across the degree of factors 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, as many factors as are there. And then allocation is being done accordingly to all these factors in different categories. That is being shown in this particular table. We also have got as to who should be involved. The design process matters. That is appeals, review, and procedure. I know I speak for all of us when I say I speak for all of us, and that is what it says. Now, the hierarchy of job involved is the key product in an ordered listing of jobs based on their value to the organization. And this hierarchy not only provides information about which jobs are most and least valuable to the organization, and accordingly it is being paid. For example, in this particular slide, if you look at the jobs which says managerial groups, technical groups, manufacturing groups, and administrative groups, I said you cannot combine all of them together. For example, in managerial groups, you have got vice president, divisional general managers, managers, project leaders, supervisors. Now, this is the hierarchy in which it is being arranged. Whereas for technical can be head chief scientist, senior associate scientist, scientist, and technician. That is based on this technical problem. Then manufacturing group can have assemblers. You have got packers. You have got material handlers, assemblers, drill operators, and machinists. Similarly, for administrative assistant can be principal administrative secretary, word processing, and clerks, where job evaluation is being done for these people. In summary, we can say that differences in the rates paid for differs from job skills, affect the ability of managers to achieve their business objectives. And what we find here is that all organizations and all jobs would not be similar, that is, as far as the job evaluations are concerned, right? So this is all that we had in terms of the salary fixation that is being done. We must note, I mentioned in the beginning, that there are other factors, external factors and internal factors apart from job evaluation that is being considered for arriving at the value of the job. That is capacity or of the organizations to pay. It is also talking about this is the internal factor, but external factor can be governmental regulations. It can be the market conditions. It can be the condition of the economy, right? As to what is it in boom state or slum state. So all these factors will be combined together to arrive at the value of the job that is being paid to any employee who are there working for any organization, right? Now, tomorrow we will start with the appraisal system, which is the last topic of this particular unit. Now, I was wondering, can anybody be representative? I'll send those slides of PDF slides to the person in their email, and they can share in the total class. That is the total batch they have got to share.
Yes, sir, I shall do that.
Would you please send me your email ID?
Yes, sir, I'll do that. Okay, sir.
Do that so that I can send you the slides that we have covered so far.
Okay, sir, sure.
All right?
Okay, sir.
If you have any question, please feel free to ask. Now, I think 31st of March is the last working day that has been fixed for semester 1 students. If it is not extended, it is 31st of March, right? So well before that, we have got to complete the course, number 1. Number 2, we also have got to complete the evaluation process, because for you it is going to be online, it is not going to be offline as far as we are being told so far. If there is any change, we will follow that process. But as of now, you will have 70% of internal assessment, and then 30% will be the end semester assessment that will be done. For this particular purpose, each of you will be required to write 2 assignments that you will be sending to me. I'll tell you the topic on which to write assignments. One of my bad experience is that last year, when assignments were being given, there were a large number of people who copied each other. Now, when I'm opening my system, since I have got few softwares installed in my system, so the minute I open it, it tells me about the similarity index straight away. And I get to know who has copied. So last year, many people had similarity index of as much as 100%, right? That was, they copied their friends and then submitted, or same person submitted more than 2 assignments in different names. It is up to you. You can do that, but up to me is that if it is similar, both of you will get a 0. Or if there are 10 people having similarity, all 10 will get a 0. So if you get 0 out of 70, you can well imagine what will happen, right?
Sure, sir.
Please, online, offline, I may not be able to compare so much until I remember. But online, it is easy to do it because the computer tells everything, right? Not only that, it tells me about your English grammar and other things. It also tells me the similarity as to from where it has been copied. It tells the source. If it is in the system, saved in the system, it tells. And if it is on the web, it tells. Right? Okay. So even copying 100% from anywhere is not something that you should do. So please forward me your email ID. I'll try and do it as early as possible, today or tomorrow.
Okay, sir. Sure, sir.
Thank
Okay,
you.
thank you so much, sir.
Thank you, 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 sir.